Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Dabe, and as you can see by looking around here, the Gargoyle boss was just released. This is moments after the update has come out, and it's pretty crowded in here right now. Every world looks like this. So right now, the first thing we have to do is... This guy's trying to fucking take my Gargoyle. The first thing we have to do is get the Brittle Key, which I don't know the drop rate of yet, but it was said to be uncommon, so my guess is it's going to be 1 in 64. And then we're going to head into the boss. I'm hoping to get 100 KC by the end of the first day. Unfortunately, almost done with my first trip already. I had a hard clue and a mystic robe top so far, but no key. I'm guessing the rate is 1 in 64, because a lot of my friends have already gotten the key, a lot of other streamers have already gotten the key and everything, so hopefully I get mine soon. But there's also an issue going on right now where apparently they made it so only 4 people can go in per world, even though it's instanced, which I guess makes sense to one degree. They don't want items flooding the game. But the actual drops from the boss don't seem too overwhelming so far, so that seems really weird to me. So even after I get the key, it's just going to be sitting in there in a waiting game for a while. And I'm going to end up taking a much tankier setup than I would like to take just because I want to get as many kills as possible without having to leave. So you can tell how long I've been here. My task is almost over now. With gone through almost 2 slaughter bracelets, so we're probably at about 200 kills or so now. Still no key. Shot a G-Maul. Out that. A little angry. At least it's empty now, so I'll probably be able to get kills a lot faster. But this is ridiculous, dude. I mean, they said uncommon, so I'm assuming 1 in 64, which just means that I'm just unlucky, I guess. Alright, so that's the entire task done with 2 bracelets of slaughter and then 17 on this one. So we are probably like 320-ish kills without the key. Feels bad. I still have plenty of Slayer points, so hopefully I can at least get a couple more Gargoyles tasks. So, I just used about 800 Slayer points to get another Gargoyles task. And in order to do this, I may or may not have had to skip 7 Dagannoth King tasks. That hurts me on the inside on a level I don't expect anyone to understand. What's your key? No one knows for sure, but supposedly 1 in 64. That's the theorized rate. Get it on the next... Yes! Finally! Yes! So, bear in mind that this is a mini guide based on my impressions of the boss on day 1. I doubt that this will be the actual guide for the future of the boss. Same with the gear. So, the first thing you want to do is, once you hit the bell, you want to move to a corner. I prefer this corner right here, and pray range the entire time. There's one attack you want to avoid right there, that white orb attack from Dawn, the flying gargoyle, or the flying guardian. And if you stand in that attack, you will get stunned, similar to the effects of the marble gargoyle. And then you also want to, once the melee gets to you, move over a little bit so it just gets trapped under you the entire time. This is just to avoid damage from the melee. It's not very complicated. And that's just tank and spank for the entirety of the first phase. If you see the white orb coming at you, move. You generally have plenty of time. Once you get to 50%, phase 2 will start. So in between phases, there's always an attack style like this. There's going to be little things on the ground. If you've ever played any MMO ever, don't stand in them, don't stand near them. If you're 2 tiles away from them, you won't take any damage. It's very simple. The meleeer will then attack you now. The ranger is out of the question, and all you have to do, pray melee and attack it. When you see its wings light up like this, back away from it, and when you see stuff falling from the sky, try not to get hit by it like I did right here. If you do, you will get stunned. It's not that big of a deal. This boss generally doesn't do a whole lot of damage, because keep in mind, it is a 75 Slayer boss, so you don't generally take too much damage here. As you can see, I'm just using my Guthans to heal up. Like I said, in the future, I sincerely doubt Guthans will actually be in the meta. If you're too slow, it will actually do the attack twice where its wings light up. If you do end up standing next to it when that happens, you'll get knocked back. It'll do between 20 and I think 35 damage. So it's not the end of the world, but you should try and avoid it if at all possible. The rest of the phase is pretty tank and spank. Just hit it. You don't even have to camp piety. I was flicking it to try and preserve my prayer for as long as I could. Here's the attack again. Move away from it. Not too big of a deal. Once Dusk gets to 50%, you will have another one of the orb phases where you have to move away from the little pillars on the ground. Same as before, put your range gear back on and prepare to switch back to the other guardian. This is where things get a little bit more complicated. Same mechanics as phase 1, so you want to make sure you're avoiding the stunning white orb. And there's only one extra attack right here, where Dawn will actually shoot out 3 orbs. You want to get to these as fast as you can and click them. The smaller they are, the less damage you take when you absorb them. The first phase deals, I think, 2 damage to you. The second phase will deal 10. I don't actually know what the third phase deals. I would assume somewhere around 25 to the 30 margin. if you don't actually hit these orbs, then each one of them will fly into Dawn and heal for 90. So you can avoid them if you want to try and out DPS it. It is possible to out DPS the orbs, because you can kill it before the orbs actually will get sucked into the boss, but I would recommend just hitting them. If you can hit at least 2 of them every time, then you should be fine. I was going for all 3. As long as you're taking 10 damage or less from each one of them, you should be fine. This phase, you actually do kill Dawn, and you'll go into the final phase. You don't have to worry about the pillars this time, but there's one new attack that you do have to deal with. Now, the attack you have to deal with, you will see right here. The boss will now absorb its companion, I guess, and get its powers, so it'll suck you in here, move out of the fire. Very simple. As soon as you get pulled in like that, just move out of the fire. I found that just praying mage in this phase works fine. I was always able to out-heal it with Guthans. Sometimes I would take a little bit of damage, and if you're lower level, you might want to try avoiding the damage. You can figure out the attack style by actually walking a step back if the boss walks towards you. That means you know he's going to melee you, and if he doesn't, you know he's going to hit you with a combo of the range mage attack. It's not all that difficult. You can prayer flick it. It goes range into mage from what I've noticed. Now, I don't know if that's exactly how it works every time, but when I was prayer flicking it, it seemed to work fine. As you can see, fire attack here, just move out of it again, very simple. And then just DPS the boss down. This fight is fairly simple. Keep in mind, it is a 75 Slayer boss, but it did take me a little bit to learn, but I got the hang of it pretty quickly. So sorry if it seems a little awkward that I'm putting this in the video right here. I don't really know where else it'll belong, but yeah, this boss is fairly simple. From this point on, just tank and spank for the rest of the fight. And when it dies, hit the bell to start the next fight. Very simple. If you're using Guthans, try and heal up as high as you can before the next phase or before the next encounter starts. If you need to tele out and get more food, go tele out and get more food. Alright, so this is my first time in the actual room. I just spent about 5 minutes clicking the door to get in. I have a general understanding how this boss works, and I know this isn't the best gear to be wearing for my first time doing it, but I'm just going to try to last as long as I can so I don't have to spend a shitload of time clicking to get back in every single kill. So that's the ideal world. First kill ever? Oh, I gotta smash him. So 1800 Slayer XP per kill. I've heard the drops aren't too ridiculous, but that's not a bad start at all. 6 Onyx Bolt Tips, 231 coal. The Granite Dust is used to make the new cannonballs. It is untradeable, but I think they said they're going to make it tradable in the future, potentially. And thank you for the subscription mommies in the middle of my first clip. But 90k from the first kill. I'm going to try and get like at least 3 kills this trip. I should be able to get way more in the future, but that's not too bad for my first kill. Kill number 2. Definitely not as good as the first one. Oh, memes, dude. Yes, it's alright. We got a meme drop, so it's all good. Third kill is 113 Diamond Bolt Tips, 42 Gold Ore. This seems like the worst one so far, but that's probably going to be the end of my first trip. It's going to take me another like 10 minutes just to get back in here, at least. But that's not too bad for first trip. We're learning, so next time I think I'll take 1 or 2 less Restorers and then maybe 2 more Anglerfish. Or maybe just an extra brew. I'm not entirely sure yet. But now that I know the mechanics a bit more, I should be taking a bit less damage. Alright, second trip done. Got 7 kills this trip, so that's pretty decent. The only food drop I had was a 2 bruise drop, and then I also had 2 3-dose prayer potions as well. So this is the loot from the second trip. Not too bad so far. I mean, nothing. I've had nothing like crazy. Nothing's blowing my mind really, but I'll definitely take this. It means this. I'm gonna guess this boss is gonna be about 1 million an hour. The XP though is pretty crazy. So since this is kind of a confusing clip, I will explain it. So as you can see, I actually do get dragged into the fire right here, and there's no way for me to get out. The one tile on the wall is apparently a safe tile to stand, but this is kind of a weird oversight in my opinion. I don't know why Jagex would do that. That seems like it wasn't intended. This is the only time it happened to me throughout the entire day too, so I'm pretty sure it was hotfix. I'm not entirely sure though. Alright, so I'm experimenting with a Guthans method right now. This probably isn't something that you should really be doing once the boss has been out for a little bit, but it's really helping to prolong my trips. I had 6 kills in, I still had a bunch of restorers, and this is all the supplies I had left still. However, I did die to a glitch that I will probably play in the previous clip, so hopefully that gets fixed pretty soon. I'm kind of surprised that considering they took like 3 months or whatever to develop this boss, and they just had such an oversight like that, that seems pretty ridiculous. But, you know, we'll go back, we'll try this again, see if I can probably pull like 10 to 15 kill trips if I bring enough restorers with me. I also had alch runes in my pouch, so these coins are from stuff that I alched. I had to spend 50k to get my stuff back though, since I did die, so I'll just add 50k at the end. Alright, so this is my first, like, interesting drop. A Dragon Longsword on 34 KC, and it's not that interesting, but here's an example of when Guthans actually lets me do like a full trip. This is without getting anything really supply-wise back from the boss throughout. I have some runes in my pouch as well. But so far, we're doing okay. I mean, nothing too crazy, but 34 kills in. Don't know if I'm going to go to 50 or 100 for this video. We'll see. Alright, so I did end up getting a drop in my name. The Granite Ring. This is pretty much useless. It looks pretty cool, but it's pretty much going to be useless. I'm just actually going to tell you out now and just go sell it because it's going to go down completely. It's probably going to be worth like 100k, but I'll dump it anyway and I'll just add the price to the final loot. I expected to get 50k, got 205k. I will take that. See, now, I don't understand why anyone would pay 205k for that, because all things considered, if you have 205k, you should just buy a warrior ring instead if you're a low-level account, but sure, whatever. Alright, 50kc is done. I think I'm going to go ahead and just sell off the loot that we've had from these 50 kills. It was actually a pretty fantastic trip kills-wise. So I'm going to go ahead and sell off the loot that I got from this and just see what we got. My estimate is about 1 mil an hour in terms of profit. And obviously, people will get better at this the more we do it, so let's just go see, get a little first look. Alright, so here's all the loot that we got from our 50 Grotesque Guardian KC. Throw it in there, and it is just under 3 mil, which isn't bad. We also got the 3,653 Granite Dust, which can be used on the cannonballs to increase their max hit. But yeah, in the future, I think this will end up being more GP per hour and more kills per hour. Right now, I would venture to say you can get between 12 and 15 if you're trying, because the Guthans method is kind of slow, having to heal up. Or if you're just banking a lot, it's still kind of difficult because it's day of release to get back into the room a lot. But in the future, I expect 20 to 25 kills per hour. So this isn't too bad at all. So let's go ahead and figure out how many or how much GP we're getting per kill. Alright, so per kill, it looks like I'm getting about 58k. I would say using a few potions per kill and everything too, that probably rounds the profit down to about 50k profit per kill, so that's not bad. This boss is going to end up being about 1 mil per hour, and that's without getting the new crystal for Bandos boots, which is probably going to go down a little bit as well. But, you know, that'll be a nice little boost to the drops. I think the main highlight of this, besides about 1 mil GP per hour, is the fact that you get 1800 Slayer XP per kill. So if you're assuming that you're getting 25 kills per hour in the future, which seems very doable, that's 45k Slayer XP an hour just from killing the boss. That seems pretty crazy to me. But I think that's where I'm going to go ahead and cut this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, in reference to the guide that is probably going to be previous to the loot part in this video, things will change. This is, like I said, day one. A lot of this stuff is going to change in the future and probably will not be the same even tomorrow as it is today. So don't use that for the long term. That's just day one, my impressions and things that worked for me. But if you guys like this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and if you want to check out my clan chat, it's public, it's just Dabe. Same with my Discord, you can join that as well, link down below, or my Twitch streams because I stream every day. Feel free to check out all the links in the description, and I will see you guys with the next video.